Right, I had to take a break from my Apple Fitness Plus Us plan. Well, I actually had to abort the plan completely, and then I had to pause my rings. Not because I particularly wanted to. I mean, kickboxing was the closest I could get to training in karate like I should have when I was 8, but I digress. It all began right after therapy yesterday. I was riding the emotional high of the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct and how awesome all the stuff was. Yeah, some of the ices that the stuff is going for these days isn't great, but I'm still getting a system because I enjoy Nintendo hardware and Mario Kart World. But anyway, after riding that emotional high, logging my first pleasant feeling compared to my usual slightly pleasant feelings in my Apple Health app. My dad picked me up from therapy and I went to go food shopping. But as soon as I got out of the car at the Star Market parking lot, something happened with my back. Heck, I I could barely walk it after that. And as soon as I realized I wouldn't be able to make it through walking through the parking lot in the store and then making the purchase and then coming back to my dad's car, I had to head home. My dad offered to go in and get something uh, some of the stuff, but I just I didn't want to burden him with that because it wasn't anything I needed that very day. But the whole reason I wanted to go in the first place was to make sure that I had enough yeast to continue making my pizza dough and my chicken sandwich buns. So yeah, I just went home and I laid down. I called my doctor's office trying to figure out what I could do about it. They had me go to the office's urgent care office where I saw an urgent care doctor. They ran a test that revealed I'm that raised the possibility of it being a kidney stone because the as the pain was concentrated into the left half of my lower back. My right half was perfectly fine, but the left half, oh, I could barely walk on it. So yeah, long story short, they offered a CT scan if my insurance would approve it. I graciously accepted that offer because I wanted to know as soon as possible whether it was or wasn't a kidney stone because I was just I don't know, I was kind of scared like when I called them in relation to the ring in my left ear at the end of January. Maybe it's something about the fact that I have my own health insurance now, separate from my parents, because after you turn 26, legally you can't be on your parents' health insurance, which I think is kind of a stupid rule. The way I see it, you should be allowed to have any person you want to add to your insurance who obviously consents to it, no questions asked. That being said, though, if there's concerns about fraud in relation to that, I can also understand that. And if anyone wants to correct me in the comments, by all means, go ahead. Where was I? Oh, yeah, the urgent care. So I wait while I was waiting for the insurance to approve my thing. I actually talked to the doctor a little bit. I told him about this story I heard about this woman in Canada who has to wait 13 months for a brain scan to detect a possible brain tumor that could metastasize within that time. It made me realize that while the health insurance system isn't perfect, it's a good system. It's manageable. Ultimately, I was approved for the CT scan because they had objective evidence. Well, they didn't say for sure, but I'm reasonably confident that they had the objective evidence that, what was it? The from they had the objective evidence from the urine sample that there was the reasonable possibility of a kidney stone. So, my insurance approved it, for which I am grateful. And so I was able to get a CT scan in the within minutes. Honestly, either way, I had to hold my arms up like this while lying down. Looked a lot like this scene from Breaking Bad that showed one of Walter White's cancer treatments. Probably season one or two, I think. Before he got the surgery. Spoilers for a 15-plus-year-old TV show. No, 17 years ago. Oh my God. God, the Breaking Bad had originally premiered 17 years ago. 2008 was 17 years ago now. How about that? Yeah, this is probably a consequence of getting older and the fact I've been on the Apple Fitness Plus grind for the entire first quarter of 2025. Beginning to think it was my body's way of having enough. Well, before I get to that, I should probably finish with the CT scan story. So I had my mom hold my stuff while I went in there. And then when I got out, I was sent back to the urgent care and they told me that I could just go home because it would take about an hour to get the test results. Now, that's something I've heard about being an issue with, what was it? With the American healthcare system with these kinds of things in comparison to other countries. I mean, the urine sample's initial test came back pretty quickly. The urgent care doctor sent it to another machine see if there was more to see if it misread the whatever it was in there as blood. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'll spare you the graphic details on that because I would rather not talk about the first ever time I had to pee into a cup for a test for a medical test. So after that, my mom took me to Star Market, Take Two, and I was able to get what I needed plus more. And let's just say I had enough left over in my budget that I could funnel what I needed into covering the difference for the Switch 2 Mario Kart World bundle because, well, Nintendo's going to charge what they're going to charge. I'm not thrilled by it, but I suppose it's I suppose they would have gone for 450 for the for the price of the base console instead of just 400 because they had the OLED for 350. The Switch 1 OLED, that is. So I don't think it's the worst markup in history, but I digress. I eventually got home and I finally made dinner at 7 o'clock and ate the pizza I had made at 7:30. I kind of wish I hadn't eaten my protein bar right after therapy, so that I could have made the pizza for lunch and then I wouldn't have had to worry about because it sat there all day rising. Well, it was more than ready by lunch because I used rapid rise yeast. I made the dough at 8:30 because I wanted to clear my schedule to watch the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. But anyway, my mom also put away my groceries for me because she didn't want me bending around too much. Actually, while we were in the store, I got the call about the CT scan results and had confirmed it was not a kidney stone, but the exact word to describe the pain I had was arthritis. Yeah, it was interesting to know and probably a sign to slow down on the Apple Fitness Plus plan. My plan is to come back to it next Monday and try again. Do a 2 week version of it. Maybe I wasn't ready to go up to 10 minutes of core and 10 minutes of mindful cooldown. I don't know. You let me know in the comments down below if you think I was a little too ambitious. Well, the point is, yesterday was a roller coaster of a day because I went from riding the emotional highs of the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct to the lows of being in horrible back pain and struggling to move around, and then having to, well, I technically could have just laid down for the rest of the day and not done anything, but again, since I pay for my health insurance, I may as well put it to use and make sure it wasn't something worse. Because the only reason that they probably just checked for it to be for whether it was a kidney stone or not as a formality. The whole thing had basically the reason it was ruled out pretty quickly is because I could pinpoint the exact moment the pain started. But anyway, the point is another point is after seeing that have video of the woman who said she had to she was on a 13-month waiting list for a brain scan to detect a brain tumor that could metastasize within that time, assuming there was one there. I don't know if I don't remember if she definitely had a brain tumor or if it was a scan to confirm whether it was one or not. But she was on a 13-month waiting list for that, and hearing about that made me really grateful that here my insur that with my insurance, I was able to get what I needed and get some answers. Because if it was a kidney stone, I'd have to drink the cranberry juice that my mom bought as a precaution. Because I got the test results while we were in the pharmacy aisle, ironically. Had a quick little talk with someone from there about the results. But yeah, it's the reason that I appreciate the healthcare system we have over something like that. And a good reminder to just, as Jerry Springer said, take care of yourselves and each other. Well, I'm going to leave it here for the video. You comment down below your thoughts on all this. If you want to say that I overreacted by going to the doctors and sorting that out, by all means, I welcome the honest feedback. You give this video a like, you subscribe for daily videos, and I'll see you soon.